Okay, re-recording. Righto, so what I'm doing here is I'm replacing this thing here. It's called an extraction head on an Nespresso Delonghi. I think this thing's called a Lattissima, and this is broken. So I'm going to show you how to dismantle the kit. So the first thing is really easy. It's just 4 screws on the back. There's only 5 screws in this exercise. There's these 4, and oddly enough, I should tell you while I'm doing this, I've got my technical advisors Colin Lynch and Margaret Lynch helping me here. My name is Michael, and this video is being shot near Fremantle in Perth, Australia. So I hope it's helpful. There's the only other screw is inside. I think it's this side, and we'll come to that in a moment. So that I'm pretty sure. Now the only way I'd known how to do this is because I watched a YouTube video myself. So that's come off. That's one bit. Pretty sure this side is the next bit that comes off very easily. Actually, that's lucky that it comes off. Take a notice of this. See how putting it back together. I'm not going to video that bit, I don't think, but just they slide back in on these teeth. So that's that bit. There is a screw there, which I'll actually show you now. So that screw holds this top bit, I think. So I'll just take that out as well with this old 1920s screwdriver kit, and I'm pretty sure that is all the screws we need to worry about. While I'm at it, just because I did this in sequence the other day, I'm pretty sure you obviously don't want to push. Well, it's possible you do this first. This one comes off, just push it back, comes off. This one also, likewise, I think it just pops forward. And it comes up. This tray obviously comes out. This one just pops off like that. And it's quite possible that I needed to do that to allow this to come off. Yes, okay, so I needed to take these 2 off to get this. Now the only electrical thing in all of this, even though there appears to be lots of electrics in here, the only electrical thing is this.
Just make sure it's not plugged in.
And good point, not plugged in. This little thing at the back here, you can do this with your fingers. In fact, I think I will. That little plug needs to come out of there. That just pulls straight out. There we go. Alright, so that is disconnecting all the switch gear. Close that down. All the switch gear at the top. So that little plug is the only electrical thing you need to worry about. Now I was mucking around with this side. I'm not going to take this off, I don't think, but if you needed to, it's no more complicated than the other one. You just fiddle with it a bit, is what I found the other day, and it just pops off. Now to get this extractor, this is called an extractor head, this thing, you will see already. I can just pop this out, I think. This, right, just 4 screws in the top of this. This extractor head has got, there's my 4 screws out, and the last thing I have to do, I think all I have to do is yeah, I do. All I have to do is take out, so if I open this lid, I don't know if you can see that, but by opening the lid, it pushes back this thing, which is where the water line's connected. And the last thing I have to do to take this out is disconnect that little, what do you call those things, Cole? That little metal collar sleeve thing that's holding that in. The thing I notice is this front piece actually does come off. It's pretty straightforward, but I just want to be a bit careful with it because I imagine you could break it pretty easily. But it'll come off. So that's the end of the video. Okay, just an afterthought. The reason I'm doing this job, it may not be the reason you're doing it, is to replace this extractor head. And the most difficult bit for us was to disconnect and reconnect this water pipe. That little pin there comes out fairly easily, actually. It comes out with these pliers pretty easily. And this pipe has on the end of it this little rubber seal. Now the new kit came with a new seal, so we've taken the old one out, and you've actually got to push this hosing quite firmly into the housing so that your little pin sits to the rear of the brass housing. So, and it's quite loose. You'll see it's not very tight, and I think that's okay. Once there's pressure in the system, I'm imagining that pin will stay in place. Another little trick is that this housing here, you've got to take that off. That doesn't come with, you can't even see it. That doesn't come with the new extractor head. And the important thing to note is to put that housing back on before you start screwing this extraction head back in. Otherwise you just have to take all your screws out again, like I did